a $1.2 billion exit and you've made tons of money and tons of money.
Now it's time to blow it off.
So yeah, people don't explicitly say that, but that's the implication, right? Part of it is like, okay, tons of money being relative. And I do say that life has been fortunate, God has been kind, and I'm reasonably well. We're the world's first company to have launched as a customer success platform. It's almost like a kid punching way above its weight. If you are talking to investors, they would ask you, why do you have this many people? That's becoming to be a bit of success. You're doing well as a company, therefore you're able to afford this many employees and all of that, right?
Yeah. It's
Exactly the opposite.
you keep making AI feel effortless. Why do most AI products feel like work? What's broken about sales today that nobody's talking about openly?
Big dreams don't come quietly.
They demand risk.
They demand fire. They demand transformation. Welcome to The Corporate Life, Billion-Dollar Conversations. Hosted by Hina Siddiqui, CEO and founder of Corporate Influence Media, creator of Capital Stage Credibility Positioning, 4-time Global Award winner, featured across more than 700 global outlets, and heard in 94 countries. Join us as we sit with tech CEOs, multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs, and leading investors, the people building what's next. Here, success isn't a headline. It's a human story. The turning points, reinventions, failures, breakthroughs, and bold decisions that change everything. Because every life is a movie, and you're the star of yours.
Sreedhar, after a $1 billion exit, most people disappear to a beach. You started again. What happened in that gap, and what did you see that pulled you back?
I guess being an entrepreneur, is like being addicted to the process of building something from grounds up.
Yeah.
When Gainsight exit happened, there are two angles to it, right? A lot of people ask me that, and said implication of that is that, hey, it's a $1.2 billion exit and you made tons of money.
Yeah.
And tons of money.
Now it's time to blow it off.
Yeah. So yeah, people don't explicitly say that, but that's the implication, right? Part of it is like, okay, tons of money being relative. And I do say that life has been fortunate, God has been kind, and I'm reasonably well. But it's not the kind of, people say that how many hundreds of millions are you worth, That's not true either.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I think that's the elephant in the room in a lot of conversations, right?
Yeah.
So just wanted to clarify that angle. But having said that, I think money gets you to a point where you're comfortable. There were points in my life where as I was building my first company, when you're thinking like a founder, you work on a very little to no compensation kind of a structure, and don't even know what others are making for your at your level of position and all of that. So I've done that for the first 10 to 12 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like it's not exactly say it's hand to mouth existence, but it's something where you're building, it's your company, and not really worried about, okay, you're looking for the outcome. And in startups, the outcome is when the company gets sold, right?
Yeah.
So it's not all rosy journey of being a startup.
I know it's
Yeah.
difficult to answer the tough one.
Yeah. So you make decisions in terms of, when do you liquidate, when do you do the secondaries, multiple things that come into play.
Yeah.
Anyway, now 2017, my first company got acquired, Host Analytics, and 2020, Gainsight got acquired. And as I mentioned, the God has been kind, life has been good, and thankful and grateful for that. But having said that, I was still in my late 40s, and I took a break for some time, and you run into some kind of an existential question in terms of what's your purpose in life and what do you do? And actually, I have found the answer to it yet. But there's
Okay.
nothing that I know, which is about starting a company with an idea and staying at it and building, trying your level best to build that company, and that's my comfort zone, if you will.
Yeah.
So that leads you to the only one thing that I know, which is starting and it's company, and then you go through the process of it's not just starting for a company's sake. What do you want to do? What type of a company you want to build? Went through that process, basically.
Yeah. This is interesting. And before Gainsight, customer success did not exist as a function. So How do you convince an entire industry they are missing something they don't even know they need?
While I would love to take all the credit for, or on behalf of my partner, Jimmy Berlin, and I
Yeah.
co-founded the company. That was 2011. And we're the world's first company to have launched as a customer success platform. Just because the story played out well, now we can reflect back and say, gloat, hey, that's doing things right and so on. But it was a tough journey. Tough journey since that, okay, you have a customer success software.
Yeah.
Well, we look around, there's no company that had customer success function, barring a very, very few companies out there.
Yes.
The only thing that is known is like, okay, the SaaS businesses were growing. And the foundational premise of SaaS was that, okay, I have all of these customers, and as my install base is growing, they're going to renew, and it's continually grow.
Yeah.
And the moment people start saying that, okay, customers can cancel the contracts, and there is change that's coming in. So that was a hard realization that I saw from my first company itself, which was a trigger for this, right?
Yeah.
So the problem statement itself was something that a lot of people were feeling. Okay. And when we launched the company and got the early customers, kudos to my partner, Jimmy Berlin, on that. We were able to get customers like, Marketo and Informatica early on, and so on. It gave us a lot of credibility because these were like well-known names in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And they are looking at solving this problem, and that gave us a credibility. And 2013 is when we raised Series A from Battery Ventures, and Nick Mehta became part of the journey. And Nick is a phenomenal guy, and he raised additional money, and and he hired Anthony Canada, and started investing in marketing. And we started doing really large format events early on.
Okay.
Called Gainsight Pulse is the event. And it's almost like this tiny little company talking about customer success, throwing this big events was kind of it's almost like a kid punching way above its weight. So a lot of things that come together, right? There is a problem that was there,
Yeah.
and people knew the problem existed. There is some level of credibility with large logos purchasing that and trying to solve for that problem. There is
Yeah.
venture funding, and there are people, good people, great people like Nick Mehta and Anthony Canada coming into the picture,
Yeah.
starting the marketing initiatives that we did. Gradual adoption over the first 5 years of the company. Even at the end of 2015, it's not like Gainsight became a large company already. It took almost 4 or 5 years for us to really find that drumbeat, where the
Yeah.
company is growing and all of that. That's when the customer success became a function.
Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah. This is really interesting. And as you said that uh, people knew that there's a need, but then they perhaps did not name that need. Yeah. And you made that formal.
Yeah. So, and along with that, I, for one, not really big fan of naming categories, and here do not do that, because I've seen so many companies, well-respected companies at that, great, trying to create the category, and we're all convinced that, okay, there is this opportunity, smart people, backed by respected venture capital investors and all of that. For every one success story that you see, there are 10 others who try to create categories,
Of course.
and a lot of them fail, and some actually survive the test of time. But the category grows to be all of what? 20 million category, and this company becomes like 15 million, the super large gorilla in the space. But the
Yeah.
category is 20 million, where
Yeah.
it becomes a zombie company from in venture capital investor terminology.
Right. Right.
So it's a category being born and growing. There are larger forces at play than just the founder or the vendor and so on, unless
Yeah.
that founder is like so prophetic and innovated. So I'm no Steve Jobs, for example.
It's interesting you're saying that. Yeah. So, Sridhar, growing up, were you always a person who noticed what was broken? Because you saw something that was like that was a problem that I think lots of people did not see.
Yeah. So when I reflect back, I think I was born in the 70s of India, and a very different world that I was born and growing up. This
Yeah.
was liberalization in India. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, like I can't even relate back to what I see in India of today versus
Mm.
as a young person in my 20s,
Yeah.
the India of that day. Can't even relate it back. So I find that really hard to answer that question in terms of like, okay, were there any seeds that were laid in terms of my thought was what I became eventually?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I consider a lot of things that I've learned. I believe in my first company, Host is the first 4 or 5 years of that company was truly the best school that I went to, where
Okay.
learning by doing. I give a lot of credit to that learning as opposed to what I learned in my school or college.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens with most of us. Like our academic system, like I'm not a huge, like not a huge fan of academic system because we have to learn just forcibly, what we don't even want to study. But when like once we are out of that system, then we choose to study, choose to, get ourselves qualified on things that we really want to do, which is not societal based.
Yep, yep. Well said.
Yeah. So what does the yeah, sorry. Please go on.
So it's just still reflecting on the earlier conversation about the categories, right?
Yeah.
So I can draw some parallels in terms of, okay, there's a category that we operate in. It's revenue enablement and revenue activation here at GTM Buddy. In terms of how do you help the reps to be really successful in terms of selling the deals by
Yeah.
leveraging all the investments that companies make in terms of enablement and so on. Now, in this category, there were companies that were founded around the same time as Gainsight. Companies like HighSpot and Seismic. These are respected companies, and actually, that category is actually larger than customer success category.
Yeah.
Okay, so that category companies have grown to like the category itself is over $1 billion. If you look at the top 4 companies in the category,
Mhm.
companies are actually spending. But
Yes.
for whatever reason, that category does not get as much acknowledgement as the customer success category.
Mm.
It's interesting, mysterious ways in which the human mind works, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a $1 billion category. Customer success probably is about a 500 million, half of it, right? In terms of
Yeah.
the size of the category itself, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so it's not glamorous and not something that it's content management and learning management. Who talks
Yeah.
about? Companies
Right.
truly spend money on that.
Right.
And Gong comes about like 6 years later, and like 2016, and conversational recording, call recording is what they do, and that became a significant category now, but in its own way. And there are AI innovations; it's getting commoditized in terms of all the IP that Gong built has become accessible to a lot of young startups, where they're able to get the same level of outcomes that
Yeah.
Gong is able to get with a little investment.
Mm.
It's fascinating to study the category movements across the category. Like, if you're able to disconnect a little bit, take a step back, uh,
Yeah.
lessons to learn.
Yeah, you're right. And this is interesting that you're talking about it because what we are building at corporate influence media, it's my media company in Dubai. It's like we do capital stage credibility positioning and it's all about category claim.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like you create a category and you become the world's first something, and then obviously you are positioned that way. And because every founder who is a serious founder, he has some brilliant idea that needs to be positioned in a way. Because as you said, like as I just asked you this question, you created that customer success function, which was not even the part of it, right? So people don't even know that they need it, but actually they need it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So the importance of category is so large that we think in terms of we try to solve for the complexity by
Yeah.
organizing things to like
Yeah.
tiny little buckets, groups, if you will, and those groups are categories. You
Right.
in category or you operating in a new category. We're living
Right.
these interesting times right now. The category lines are getting blurred with AI.
Mm.
So every
Yes.
category has an AI native that has come up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an AI wrapper solution. Sometimes it's a fundamental innovation in terms of what's possible. with all
Yeah.
the baggage of great people building great companies prior, but I'm starting with this advantage of being born in AI era,
Mm.
where company growth path is completely different.
Yes.
The
Yeah. It's
the
exactly.
room is completely different.
Right.
So the category lines are getting blurred now. Uh, Another story, like when we started off, GTM Buddy, my third company, said, okay, I don't want to create a new category. I don't have the marketing genius or the capital required to create a new category. Okay. So I said, like, okay, let me look at the existing category that's broken, where as a founder, you need to be an optimist, and where I can disrupt that category with.
Hmm.
So that led me to this category called revenue enablement, where it was about, okay, my sales organization deals with requires a lot of content. Marketing is producing that content. You organize in a Google Drive kind of a solution.
Okay.
Type the content, and people are trying to find that. And when I'm hiring the salespeople, I need to train them. So I have an LMS solution. These two things are revenue enablement. That was the stake of the union. And everything manual. I have 1,000 assets. I need to get that content. I need to manually target the state that they at people would complain about search. I can't find the documents.
Yeah.
Do all this, and so that this was 21. And since then, like we started off with the advantage of AI, where we said, okay, we're going to automatically tag the content, deliver the information that the reps require in their flow of work, and
Yes.
messaging, and continues to grow with AI, with role plays and content creation, the multiple things that we do. Now, coming back to this category question,
Mhm.
I'm asking that same question again, 5+ years into the journey of the company, where if I'm talking about enablement, I'm actually attracting a bad rep in terms of, okay, enablement. People have this notion that
Yeah.
it's a content library, and I'm going to create courses. That's enablement.
Yeah.
But you really is so much more than that. So
Hmm.
we need to redraw the category definition.
Hmm.
So where we are saying that, okay, you know what, we have a revenue enablement as at the heart of it, but there is an intelligence layer on top of it that
Yes.
activates all of that in the service of revenue. So we're looking at category, redrawing the category definition, and we're calling it revenue activation.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So that's a way where you are trying to say that, okay, initial thought process, we want to name something where people have budget for, they're already
Yeah.
buying things. So that's
Yeah.
what we started with. Over a period of time, and with the advancements in AI, a lot of things are changing. We do more than what enablement is. When
Hmm.
we call ourselves as revenue enablement platform, people have this perception about us.
Yeah.
And that perception is something we want to get out of. So we are starting to redraw the category definition. Category redesign is what we're doing right now.
I love that. This is interesting. And Sridhar, what's broken about sales today that nobody's talking about openly?
There's a lot of great things about sales. There's a lot of things broken about sales. I think sales tech is one of the most broken things out there.
Mhm.
That's definitely one of the things, in the sense that sales tech is one of the areas where companies spend money.
Yeah.
And every tech company out there in sales, they would talk about, you know why do I buy outreach? Why do I buy GTM Buddy, for that matter, my own company,
Yes.
or Gong, or in anybody?
Hmm.
It has this, we will help you improve your win rates. We'll help you, your reps, to hit the quota, crash the deal cycle, sell the larger deals. Everybody in varying terms is exactly saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So that adds to so much of, everybody saying the same, making the same claim, and very few, if any, delivering even a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's definitely broken. I'm saying this as a sales tech vendor, and I would want my customers and prospects to hold us accountable in terms of, okay, I don't claim that we unilaterally will help you to double your revenue because you have GTM money,
Hmm.
but we can deliver an uplift. But how? Connect the dots in terms of how is that happening. I
Hmm.
believe that's something that's fundamentally broken. And if you look at the sales and martech landscape diagrams that gets published,
Yeah.
uh, it's like thousands of companies out there trying to go
Yes.
to that marketing budget.
Hmm. Yeah. And you are doing it differently. What do you believe about DTM Buddy?
What I believe about GTM Buddy is like every company is investing in sales team. Okay, the world of where AI is taking over the salespeople, I don't think that's the reality.
Okay.
AI can take over the transactional sales scenario, where
Mhm.
go to Amazon and buy stuff. Similar to that, can I go online and buy software? Yes, I
Yeah.
use software like Miro or Lucid Charts. If I want a single user license of Zoom, I don't talk to any rep. I'll just go onto the website and buy.
Hmm.
If I have some questions, maybe AI has a role to play in that. But anything that's more substantive,
Yeah.
complex, sales involved with multiple stakeholders, people are not going away. There are going to be human sellers.
Yes.
Now the question is, and for those human sellers, I hire people, and the question of ramping the reps, that's a universal problem statement that existed, currently exists, and will exist. Humans
Hmm.
always ramped into newer things. Can be a
Abs-
new job, or as a company, I have shipped something new product. I need to compete with a new competitor who has emerged. I need to train my people on that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Health new York camp or everboarding, whatever name you give it, that problem does not go away. But
Hmm.
how we do it in the world of AI, that changes fundamentally.
That changes exactly. A lot of people are worried about, taking AI taking their jobs and stuff like this. And I always believe that AI makes us do our jobs just better if we know how to use it in the right way. And it cannot replace people, because you never would like to be sold by an AI agent, right? So, because when you are calling and AI agent answers the phone, we don't like to talk to the machines or robots. We want to talk to people.
Hmm, hmm. Yeah, so slightly different opinion there.
Mhm.
That,
Okay.
so let's say if I'm buying something where I don't really want to talk to a human who is going to be overly salesy, because I'm just trying to buy something that costs me $10, $20, $50, whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, then I'm fine. I see that, and I just go ahead and buy. If I have a question, I will ask a chatbot on tell me, clarify, okay, this plan versus this plan, which one should I get? What you're
Hmm.
describing is a situation where I'm buying something, let's say, I'm buying a complex software that's going to be used by 1,000 people in my company. Now, okay, do I want to make that decision by talking to an AI? Can I
Yeah.
even make that decision by as a one single person in the company?
Hmm.
Or to involve other people, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a mind team, and we are all looking at the problem we are trying to solve from different lenses.
Hmm.
If the interaction with human is unavoidable, and
Yeah.
so the smaller transactional purchase, I see that happening. It's already
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
But complex solutions, products, high value, the role of human seller does not go away. Now the
Yeah.
question becomes: there are humans who are using AI in very interesting and creative, powerful ways,
Hmm.
and there are humans who are like looking at a chat gpt or a Claude as a
Yeah.
replacement to Google. Earlier I used to go to Google. Now
Exactly.
I come to chat gpt and ask this, or I would use it to rewrite my email and stuff like that. Now the gap between this is causing a situation where the gap between the AI literates, the AI native part of our population or the target base, versus the people who are using AI in the most rudimentary ways, that
Hmm.
gap becoming wider.
Yeah.
The people who do well are going to be people who have figured out ways to use these tools to their advantage as a force
Hmm.
multiplier.
Yes.
The second thing is that doing more with less is something that's a reality with AI, right? In a way, like what I needed 10 people to do prior, I'm talking about my own business. Now we are able to do that with two people.
Yeah, that's true.
So which means that there are jobs getting eliminated, which
Hmm.
could be the case of we have not let go of people, but we're delivering much more than what we used to.
Hmm.
We have stopped hiring.
Yeah.
Earlier, in my first two companies, one of the ways to measure the success of a company is how many people do you have. And in today's era, the company with less than 10 people hitting 10 million, 100 million is celebrated.
Hmm.
Less the more.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are talking to investors, they would ask you, why do you have this many people? That's becoming
Mm.
and here's to be a bit of success. You're doing well as a company, therefore you're able to afford this many employees and all of that, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
it's exactly the opposite.
Yeah, and it's reducing the cost so drastically, right? The burn rate is
Hmm.
to I mean optimized now with lots of AI coming, AI tools coming, and businesses using AI for a lot of different segments in their businesses. Yeah.
Yep.
Sridhar, you keep making AI feel effortless. Why do most AI products feel like work?
It is work. It is
Hmm.
like going back to school, no two ways about it.
Yeah.
And I've spoken about this in multiple events that I was part of. And I work on learning every single day and every weekend. I
Hmm.
invest, approach weekend with a project in mind where I'm learning here.
Yeah.
That's part of my personal mandate.
Okay.
So that has helped me personally. It has helped my team and my company's vision and direction where we are headed. I've been doing this for 6 7 months at least now,
Hmm.
and it's a weekly routine for me.
Okay.
The pace at which AI is changing, I still am lagging behind.
Hmm.
So I'd be lying if I were to say it's not work. It is
Hmm.
work,
It's
and
work. Yeah.
probably I do take it far more seriously than most, or
Hmm.
many others. Primarily because I'm a founder working in with this tech, so I now this much time. But learning, and I'm not talking about I'm not building my company's product myself and so on. Just investing in terms of what were the last week's releases, last 2 weeks releases that I'm yet to catch up, and the pace of change, especially in the past 6 months, has been astounding, led by
Hmm.
Anthropic. The cloud
Yeah.
rises, like I can't even recognize GTM Buddy's own capabilities as of
Okay.
6 months ago versus now. In terms of how
Hmm.
we are able to equip the sellers in their workflow with the right information that they need at the right time. That's something we have talked about for the longest time, but all of this is becoming reality in more
Yeah.
meaningful ways.
Hmm. Yes.
That learning curve, the challenge is that it never seems to stop, because by the time I learn something, there's something new that's coming.
I know. Yeah. It's never ending. Like we are.
It's
Uh,
just-
yeah. Exactly. There are lots of different AI applications coming up every single day, and you want to learn like a lot of them because otherwise you feel like you're left behind.
yeah, the FOMO. This is for the first time. I think FOMO is real in terms of like, okay,
Mm.
I'm learning every tool, but just keeping track of what you can do with LLMs, the foundational models.
Yeah.
There, I would, if I have to single out, learning to use Claude Cover, Claude Code, Claude
Oh,
Design.
God.
It's
Yeah.
just those things, right? Just sticking to that in terms of any one LLM platform
Yeah.
is good enough for most people. But go beyond the basic ways in which you use LLMs.
So, which is your favorite one? Which one you use the most?
I think in the past 6 months, if anybody in the startup world, if they don't say Claude, they're probably already behind.
I know.
So the primary reason for that is the innovation that they have brought to the market.
Mm.
And for example, skills, I think I would single out skills framework that they released as one of the most innovative things that could be used by multiple companies, or they're being used by multiple companies already
Yeah.
for complex business processes. This was not possible before.
Yes. Right. Exactly. Great.
Get ready for the ultimate challenge, this or that. Choose fast, trust your instincts, and let's go.
Sridhar, let's have some fun. I'm going to play a game with you. It's called This or That, and I love to play it with every guest on my show. I will give you two choices. You just need to pick one instinctively without any thinking. Are you ready for that?
Hopefully, I'm not too good at the basics, but this is try.
It's easy. I promise you that.
Mhm.
Gainsight or GTM Buddy? Which one is actually you?
GTM Buddy.
Billion-dollar exit or the problem you're solving right now?
Problem I'm solving right now.
Cus-
Solving a problem, that's when exits come. Okay.
yeah. Customer success or sales enablement, which changes companies more?
Tough one. Is there an
Customer
option to say
success.
both? Is there an option to say both?
Yeah, you can if you want to, but then I would prefer if you could pick one.
Uh, I would pick anyway what I am passionate about, the problem that I'm solving right
Yeah.
now. So for me, it's enablement all the way. I would call it like activation.
Yeah.
Enablement is a necessary but not sufficient thing. Revenue
Okay.
activation.
Okay. Build a category or dominate an existing one?
Dominate an existing category any day, provided it's large enough.
Okay. The invisible problem or the obvious one, which is worth more?
Okay. That's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you're asking me as a startup founder.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, invisible problem could take you, if the invisible problem is large enough, it could take you further, but the risks are way too high. If you were to claim that you're identifying a problem that nobody else saw, but you are seeing it,
Yeah.
that requires a stroke of luck, stroke of genius, multiple things.
Yeah.
The chances are that you might be a genius who has found that invisible problem that's large enough that people are going to. So if you're able to do that, if you have that conviction, then I would say invisible problem.
Invisible problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's really a tough one. It's not easy. Don't underestimate that.
Of course. Walking away after the exit or starting again, which took more courage?
I'll say is starting at the next company. I would not exactly call it courage. Probably walking away required more courage in my context. I would say I would not walk away. So I would.
Okay. Founder who builds once or founder who keeps building?
It's a truly a personal choice. In my case,
What is it for you?
for me it is continuing to build. That's
I know. Yeah.
my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing that even after that billion-dollar exit, you still chose to build again. So, yes, it looks obvious. AI that replaces the salesperson or AI that makes them unstoppable?
Yeah, that makes them unstoppable.
The company you sold or the company you're building now?
Company I'm building now.
Perfect. Thank you for being spontaneous. It was a fun round.
Thank you.
Okay, Sreedhar, we believe that every life is a movie and you are the star of yours. So if your life was a movie, which definitely it is, what is the title of that?
A person who is always building.
Okay.
So with a picture of someone who is a craftsman or a laborer or toiling away at building something.
Yeah.
That is the notion that comes to mind.
Yeah. So, what's one thing you wish someone has told you before you started the first time, or the kind of message that you would like to give to people who are watching us right now, who are ambitious enough to build big companies like you have built?
Yeah, I think I'll make it a little more current right now, as opposed to the previous days for the founders of today's era. Know that building products is becoming cheap.
Yeah.
So really focus on the problem and how big the problem is and how are you going to take it to the market, the go-to-market side of it.
Yes.
That's far more important compared to building the product.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. This is very important. Like, market is very important. Product is, of course, there are different ideas on paper, but the ideas are just as good as, you actually can execute them.
Yep.
Yeah. So, for those who would like to follow the rest of your movie, how can they do that?
Look me up on LinkedIn and connect. And please follow us on our company website and LinkedIn handle, gtmbuddy.ai. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time today. I love this conversation with you today.
Thank you so much. Likewise. Thank you.
This is The Corporate Life. More stories, more insight, more truth. Until the next episode, stay curious. Don't forget to subscribe.